Well, welcome back. Thank you for listening to us yesterday as we kind of shared a little bit of some of the pain that we experienced as United Methodist ministers over 2023. Thank you for giving us a chance to serve these great churches and just for who you are. As we take a look again back at 2023, again, yesterday we talked through some of the hurt, some of the loss. Where did you see blessing in 2023 in the ministries at Huntersville and in your own life?
Yeah, so much of, as I look back, it's a year of transition. We did our church guidance council transition, meaning we went from an administrative body of about 50, all staff, parish, trustees, all of that, and we went down to 12. And that process was a long, exhausting process. It was frustrating at times in the fact that we're still trying to figure out what we were doing, but by the end of the time, as we transitioned 3 people off and transitioned 3 new people on, it really is a breath of fresh air. We are sitting in less meetings. I think we are being more efficient in the ways that we're making decisions. We are focused not on trying to always dictate the administrative aspects of the church, but we're trying to become spiritual leaders. And I would say that if nothing else came out of 2023, and there is so much other good, but if that one thing could be celebrated, the simple fact that we made the turn, we are still making it, but we made the turn, that we are not to worry about the dollars and cents, we are not to worry about the building as much. We are really to worry about how do we recognize the presence of God in each of us? How do we celebrate that presence? How do we help others come to that presence? If leadership can make that their first priority in the ways that we live our life together, man, that will have been worth all the effort that it took.
We're doing a similar thing heading into 2024. We start with our new structure, and I'm looking forward to that, and because it is much more efficient, and it's just, but thinking about that, one of the things that I picked up on, you talked about to be spiritual leaders. My SBRC last year, when they sat down to do evaluations, the number one goal they set for me was to be the spiritual leader of the church. And that may seem like a pretty simple thing, but that meant the world to me, because so many times the expectations for clergy really aren't that. It's, that might be a nice thing to say, but what we really want you to do is make sure we raise enough funds. Or what we really want you to do is look decent enough on Sunday morning that you don't embarrass us in front of our neighbors. Or any number of other kind of unspoken things out there, expectation. So I'm excited about living into that goal that has been established between me and that group. And as we transition to this new leadership council, then the church council will be with them. So excited about that. Also excited about the new life, the momentum that we were able to build in through the second half of October into November and through December, where we saw new people show up. Even given all that we had going on last year, we brought in over 60 new members into the church, which is pretty remarkable given all the headwinds. And to see not just that, but to see these new folks show up, step into the life of the church, be welcomed, and become regular in their attendance, and to see them contributing to the overall ministries of the church. That's exciting. One of the things that I started in the fall was a new members class, and to see people show up to that and be engaged in that. And then also help lead a Wednesday night group that's mostly of younger adults, and to see their passion and energy in the community that's being built. I can't say enough good things about our team at the church, but we have such a good staff, and the ways they grew together through all of this, the way they pulled together, and the way they held together through a very contentious time. So all those things are really positive attributes that I want to bring into 2024 as we seek to move forward.
Jesus says a house divided against itself can't stand. And part of this journey, I think, that we've been on at Denver, been on at Huntersville, is, there's been a division that has to be acknowledged. I think for the most part it's been dealt with. And I think hopefully everybody can get on the same page exactly. This is where this church is going. And this is what we're committed to being. And this is who we're committed to living in relationship with.
And it's not, it's not over completely in the fact that General Conference 2024 comes to Charlotte of all places in the end of April, 1st of May. So it'll be on the front pages of whatever newspapers they still print, but it'll certainly be showing up. Mm-hmm. And no one knows what that will bring, but what it will bring, I feel certain, is that not everybody's going to be happy with whatever happens. But, what I'm committed to and what I believe we're committed to at Denver is being who God's called us to be in that place, to concentrate on the ministries that we are engaged in and the work we do for the kingdom. And that's not going to change. So, again, we've been through a lot, but 2024, I feel like, is off to it just has so much promise. Notice that's part of the joy of starting a new year. You start the year with promise. And I pray that we can live into that promise. Yeah.
I think for us, as we enter into this new year, I am so deeply grateful for the people that I get to work with. We recognize, somebody wrote a report. We had no one leave the staff. We had one person that we brought on as kind of a part-time custodial person that had certainly added to the life of the church. But I'm grateful that we've had stability, grateful that we have a group of people who actually do like each other. We like to work together, and I think we're finding, as we talk about, let's say, for example, I love to talk about Kim Troll and her ability to pull off an event. She has just got an ability to do that. We saw that at Christmas. It was just really great. If we can, each of us, live into the best of who we are, the best of what we can offer to God, to offer to the community, to offer to this church, that's really how things function and grow beautifully. And that so far has really worked out well for us.
And I never understood just how crucial it was to have everybody on your team on the same page until I felt the pain of what it was not, when it's not like that. And to be at that place at Denver where we are solid, we have the same team that entering this year that we entered last year with, and we have beginning to develop long tenure among those people, so they know the history, they know the culture, and most of all, they're committed to carrying out the ministries of the church. And that, so again, great people, and that's a big deal. It's nice to have that stability. In case you haven't noticed, there's a lot of instability out there, so to have that stability within the church staff is a blessing. So excited about that. We had our planning retreat, or a couple hours this week, where we looked at the calendar for the coming year, and just to sit down and look at that and know that people know what they're doing, they know when things are, and they know how to get them done, and that's a big deal.
So as we kind of gear up toward 2024, I'm particularly excited. We'll get into this tomorrow. The Word of God is truly that which shapes us. The living Word in Jesus Christ, but also this Word we call the Bible, has the power to shape us in ways we never imagined possible when we dig into it and we look at it in the ways that I think it was designed and structured for us to. So at Huntersville, that's really going to be a focal point for the first 3 months leading up to Easter, is taking one book of the Bible, the book of Mark, and truly seeing it in its broadest context, and then even getting down to verse by verse to see, what does this say about God? What does it say about the relationship that we have with God? What does it say about what broken human beings like me? So really fascinated and really excited about the first 3 months of what's going to be happening, and just trusting that this Word really is going to get us on the right path.
Well, and it's another little bit of a quirky calendar thing coming into this new year, because Easter is almost as early as it could possibly be. It's the last Sunday of March, which means Lent starts on February 14th. So happy Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, Ash Wednesday.
And Ash Wednesday. Yeah. For us at Denver, we're going to go even a little bit more micro. We're going to spend 9 weeks in 2 verses. And that's Galatians 5:22 and 23, which detail the fruit of the Spirit. So we're looking at that as there are 9 of those that are listed. And so each week we'll take a look at one different attribute of what it looks like to convey back to the world that the Spirit is in your life. And we'll be, at the end of this, I pray you will know Galatians 5:22 and 23.
Really well.
You should. But it's about being transformed, because you can't, the fruit of the Spirit happen when the Spirit indwells, lives, and changes us, so that those things naturally come out of who we are. So that's kind of where we are for those 9 weeks, heading into Holy Week.
And first, and we'll get into this tomorrow, we're going to look at the baptism of Jesus. I think they're going to celebrate that at Denver this week and at Huntersville this week. So we'll look forward to talking with you about that tomorrow.
Thank you.